Harry and Meghan are under fire again, this time for apparently sabotaging William's emotional tribute to his late mother Diana with a perfectly timed PR campaign. Meghan Markle announced the launch of her new luxury lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, yes, all things to all people, via a glitzy Instagram post just 45 minutes before Prince William spoke at the Diana Legacy Awards. William was still speaking when the Sussexes announced Archewell's winner of a civil rights award worth $100,000. And then it was Harry's turn to overshadow his brother, beaming in via video link from Montecito for a laugh and a joke with the Diana Legacy Award winners. So, was this a carefully planned PR blitz? Or can the Sussexes do absolutely nothing right? Joining me now in the studio is royal commentator Afia Hagan. Good to see you.
And you.
So I mean, I don't know. I'm going to let you talk about this.
Okay.
It's a timing issue, isn't it? You know, everybody knew, and they can't say they didn't know, what was going on at the Princess Diana Legacy ceremony because Harry was part of it. So they couldn't say, oh, hang on, what date is it? Sorry, it slipped our minds. We didn't know it was happening tonight. They not only knew, they were participating in it. So why choose that very minute to launch a brand, a lifestyle brand and everything else?
But I also say to you, why not? I mean, at the end of the day, they're not under Kensington Palace. They're doing their own thing. And American Riviera Orchard, a lifestyle brand that's going to be knives and forks and spoons and cookery books and tableware and oven gloves, isn't really anything to do with the Diana Awards. The two things are very, very separate. So I think, you know, if the Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, had announced this at 10 a.m. yesterday morning, people would have said, oh, she's trying to upstage the Diana Awards. She's done it, you know, hours before. If she'd done it afterwards, they would have said, oh, you know, she's trying to ride off the coattails.
Yes.
You know, she's trying to get involved with the royal family. Whatever they do, whatever they
Except
do
if she'd waited 2 days and done it next week or some other time,
then
not within minutes of the actual thing happening and while it was going on.
But this is the thing, is that we're now in this kind of zeitgeist where if Meghan Markle does it on a Tuesday at 12:30 and 22 minutes before Prince William has walked down the street, it will be, oh, she's trying to upstage Prince William walking down the street. At the end of the day, there was no good time for them to do this. And actually, I think the Diana Awards and Meghan Markle's lifestyle brands are two very separate and different things. Two very different things. I think if we look at, you know, William and Harry, you know, potentially, were they going to be in the same room? Of course not. But, you know, neither of them even mentioned each other last night at these awards. They didn't even reference each other. William had literally left the building by the time Prince Harry did his Zoom call, whatever platform he used, but his video call to the legacy winners to talk to them about what they did and how valuable their contribution is. I mean, that is, that's huge, that the two brothers who are supporting these awards in the name of their mother, you know, 25 years of it, cannot even reference each other. That's pretty harsh. And I actually think that's more important than Meghan's lifestyle brand launching. I think March the 14th was probably a significant day because if you look back in the Harry and Meghan documentary, which I know you've watched and rewatched several times.
I can't stop watching it, obviously.
March the 14th was a day that they took what's called the Freedom Flight. So that's when they left from Canada to go back to LA on Tyler Perry's jet with Doria and everything, and Archie when he was just a baby, and that's when they started life in America. So maybe the date was significant in that way. But I think the Diana Awards and the Meghan Markle's brand, we should look at them differently.
I think you're doing a commendable job.
Thank you.
I think you deserve points for trying so hard to make it seem okay. I can see your brain ticking as you're trying and trying to find reasons. But quite frankly, 365 days in a year. There's an extra one this year because it's a leap year. You know, 366 days. You can choose any other day. You can choose any other time. They're in a different time zone. They could do it at any other moment. To do it at exactly the moment that Prince William is speaking in memory of his mother does seem to be kind of too much of a coincidence. It seems as if an awful lot had to go on that particular evening at exactly that time. And obviously the world is going to notice and the world is going to comment. And it's not quite the same as Prince William gets on a bus or cuts a ribbon and Meghan comes out and eats a yoghurt. It's not that. This is launching a huge thing that she hopes is going to rival Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop and make her, you know, hundreds and thousands of millions of pounds. And it might. So let's talk about that.
Yes.
So let's discuss, for example, the title, which is...
Yes. Yes, American Riviera Orchard. And apparently that's in homage, see what I did there, to the part of Montecito that they live in. That's kind of like a nickname for it, apparently. And so the Instagram account is there. Last time I checked, a few 100,000 followers. Got 100,000 followers in about 3 hours. So it's a lifestyle brand. There is going to be, wait for it, interior decoration, stationery, tableware, such as knives and forks and spoons, printed and downloadable, cookbooks and recipes. There's going to be coffee and tea services, servingware, dinnerware, tablecloths, napkins, kitchen linens. So basically anything that's kind of homeware. That's where she's going with.
And is it going to be homeware that has a sort of slightly royal, kind of deluxe, kind of 5-star, kind of Buckingham Palacey feel? Because, you know, tablecloths and linen and, you know, is it going to be Wedgwood-ish? Is it going to be kind of traditionally British, or is it going to be very Californian and very Meghan-ish?
I think from the little 15-second Instagram video that you've shown there, I think it's going to be very sort of Californian chic, that kind of idea. The script looks quite royal, though, the script for American Riviera Orchard, but I think it's going to be very Californian, very American, that kind of idea.
And do we think it's going to be mid-priced? Is it going to be bargain priced, or is it going to be expensive?
That's a good question. It depends if she's going into retailers. You know, at the moment, the website has a holding page, so we assume you'll be able to buy from there. Is she going into any high-end retailers? We haven't had any notification about that yet. I anticipate that she's probably going to go for mid to high-end kind of stuff, and especially if she's going for that kind of goop audience. I mean, Gwyneth Paltrow's candles were like £2 million or whatever. You know, I think she's kind of going to go down that road. I don't think we can expect to get it in like Target.
Right. And do we think in this country there's a receptive market thinking, oh, a Meghan candle, I believe she's selling, for example, bird baths. You know, you know, I mean, definitely the sparrows and the robins and the blue tits in my garden should have a bath. They should bath more often, and they should have a regal type of bath. I want a bath from Riviera, American, whatever the heck it's called. Let's get one of Meghan's, and that would be terrific. Do we think that that will be an aspirational, desirable, nice thing in this country? And then I'm going to ask you, what about in America? So over here?
I think there's definitely a market. Then people want to buy it. Remember, you know, when she wears something and she wears clothes or boots or ski jackets or whatever, you know, people will buy the stuff that she wears. People,
I mean, she
like
looks
her
great.
style, definitely. So I think there is a market here, definitely for that. And I think there's a market in America as well. I mean, I never thought I would want to buy a Meghan Markle bird bath. I mean, a bird bath.
And various pet accoutrements as
well.
I
mean, it's definitely an interesting range.
But
I mean, I definitely think, there's a market for it. Obviously, not everybody will want to be into this stuff, but not everybody's into Goop and not everybody's into, you know, whatever else, whatever clothing brands. But I think the people that like her fashion and like her and like what she wears will definitely be into it.
And the other thing that's being said is that Meghan is going to star in a cookery series on Netflix.
Yes, I've heard this as well.
Yes.
And I think from what we were hearing, the cookery series is going to be announced soon, and perhaps this announcement is tying in with that.
Well, that's where we get the saucepans and the homeware and the table linen and the knives and forks and all of that.
And I think that will be a great preview for, you know, the brands. We get to see her using the spoons and the knives and forks, and then the birds are in the background having a little bath in the bird bath, and then the dog runs in, you know, wearing the lead and the collar and everything. I mean, we get to see everything, and that's what people want, you know? Like we said, it's aspirational, and if we see her, you know, using all the stuff while wearing something, there'll just be click-throughs everywhere.
So you think that will be, you think there's a chance it will be a huge success, do you?
I think it will. People that like her and like her style like her, and they'll buy into it.
And the Archwell Foundation gave out money, £100,000 last night?
Yes, for the NAACP, I always get that wrong, for their awards, so that was announced last night as well, as well as the Diana Legacy Awards. They announced that whilst, or just after Prince William was talking last night, and then Prince Harry talked to the Diana Legacy Awards. So there there was a lot of cross-pollination of communication, certainly, last night.
There certainly was. And one more thing to say that we were showing while we were talking about this, if you're watching this on TV or on the app, you'll have seen it. If you were listening on the radio, you won't have done. But we were showing some of the footage that's gone with the launch of Meghan's lifestyle brand yesterday. And what you can see, and we're showing it now, so you can see the writing, you can see some roses, looking very rosish. And then you can see Meghan in the kitchen stirring something immaculate. I'm not quite sure what the final shot is. It looks like I don't know, a mysterious lady in a period costume at the end of a corridor.
I feel like that's her, like
that's her?
In the house type
But I
thing.
think, and to the untrained eye and also the trained eye, I think what we can see is heavily filtered shots. And this comes just after the Kate Middleton edited picture debacle.
Yes.
And so there's no question that the Sussexes would suggest, is there, that those haven't been, as the word was used, manipulated.
No, of course not. Of course not. And you can quite clearly see that that's a filter that's put on to get a certain effect. You know,
and is that wrong or right?
The thing is, the difference here is, right, the images from Kensington Palace were sent to news agencies. And when they send to news agencies, their red line is, we don't accept images and share them with our clients that have been manipulated. And if they have been, we need to be told.
Right.
And they weren't told. And I think that's the difference. Now, this video was posted on Instagram. It wasn't sent to any news agencies and wasn't implied to be non-edited, non-filtered, to be sent out to clients to then be used in their news reports. And I think that is the difference, because everybody uses filters and Instagram.
Not us, a couple of natural beauties. We don't need them, but everyone else, absolutely. Afia, thank you. It's been lovely. Thank you very much indeed. Coming